I found a hidden phone in my wife's car. What I discovered shattered me. I've never been the paranoid type. I trusted my wife completely. We've been married 6 years. No major fights, no trust issues, nothing. If you asked our friends, they'd say we were one of those couples you'd bet your life savings would grow old together. But everything changed one rainy Tuesday because of a damn seatbelt. Let me start from the beginning. My name's Caleb, I'm 33, and I work in logistics. Not glamorous, but steady. My wife, Vanessa, 31, works in real estate, always dressed sharp, always on the move. She's the type that walks into a room and people notice. And me? I've never been the jealous type. If guys look, so what? I was the one she came home to. Or so I thought. That Tuesday, she'd taken my car because hers wouldn't start. That was odd, because it was practically new. I offered to take a look, but she brushed it off and said she'd have it towed. I didn't push it. That night, when she got home, she looked off. Not scared, not nervous, just distracted. Kept checking her Apple Watch like she was waiting on a message that never came. After dinner, she went to take a bath. Said she was stressed. I told her I'd go check her car before the tow guy came tomorrow, just in case it was something simple. She didn't argue, but she also didn't offer her keys. That was red flag number 1. She never cared about her keys. Tossed them on the counter, left them in her purse, whatever. But now, they were zipped in her bag, which she kept unusually close. I waited till she was in the bath. Then I grabbed them. Went outside. Unlocked the car. Rain was still drizzling. I slid into the driver's seat and tried the ignition. It started instantly. That's when my stomach dropped. I looked around. Everything looked normal until I opened the glove box. Inside, next to the usual insurance papers and gum wrappers, was a cheap, beat-up iPhone. One of those older models with a home button. It wasn't there last week. I cleaned her car before our trip to her mom's. It wasn't hers. It wasn't mine. I picked it up, expecting it to be dead. It wasn't. No passcode. Just a swipe to unlock. And when I swiped, I almost dropped it. The wallpaper was a selfie of Vanessa, lying in someone else's bed, half-dressed, smiling, red lipstick smeared on her cheek, hair messy, a man's hand, not mine, wrapped around her waist. I sat there frozen, heart pounding, mouth dry. My hands were shaking so hard I could barely tap the messages icon. There were only a few conversations. One was saved under J. I clicked it. The most recent message was from just 2 hours ago. From her. Can't stop thinking about last night. My whole body still feels you. My stomach turned. Then he replied, "When's the next time we get car trouble? Your husband's too dumb to catch on." Couldn't breathe. I scrolled up. Message after message, weeks of it. Photos, audio clips. Her voice whispering things I'd never even heard in our bedroom. Her talking about me. Mocking me. Telling him she was trapped in a boring marriage and how he makes her feel alive again. Every word punched me in the chest like a hammer. I must have sat there for an hour in silence, listening to the rain tap on the windshield. I didn't cry. Not yet. I just shut down. When I finally looked up, I saw her silhouette in the window. She was out of the bath, wrapped in a towel, staring out at the driveway. She had no idea I knew. And in that moment, something inside me snapped. I knew I couldn't confront her. Not yet. Not like this. I needed a plan. I needed to know everything. Because if she could lie to me like this, if she could look me in the eye, eat dinner with me, kiss me goodnight, and then sneak off with him, then I had to find out how far the rabbit hole went. And I had a feeling this hidden phone was just the beginning. I didn't sleep that night. I laid in bed, eyes open, staring at the ceiling, while Vanessa slept next to me like nothing happened. Every time she shifted or let out a little breath, I wanted to scream. Her phone buzzed once on the nightstand around 1 a.m. She didn't wake up. I wanted to check it. Wanted to see if he was messaging her right there while she was in our bed. But I didn't move. I had a different plan. See, that old iPhone. I didn't put it back. I brought it inside, powered it off, and hid it in the garage under a pile of old winter coats in a sealed plastic bin she'd never touch. I wanted to see how long it would take before she noticed it was gone. Turns out, I'm not long at all. Next morning, over coffee, she was quiet. Her eyes kept flicking toward her purse on the counter, and I could tell something was off. When I asked her if she was feeling okay, she smiled, forced, the kind of smile you fake for a picture when you're seconds away from crying. She kissed me goodbye and left for work. I waited 5 minutes, then followed her. Stayed a few cars back. Watched her take a turn I knew wasn't on the way to her office. She pulled into a gas station and parked in the corner. Just sat there, looking around. I waited on the street. Then a guy in a black hoodie walked up to her window. She rolled it down and they argued. I couldn't hear them, but I didn't need to. She was gesturing frantically. He was shrugging, shaking his head. After a few minutes, he stormed off. She stayed there, head in her hands. I took a photo of the guy. Then I followed him. He didn't go far, walked down a block and climbed into a beat-up Dodge Charger. I memorized the plate. I wasn't sure what I was doing, just running on pure rage and adrenaline. When I got back home, I opened the secret phone again. Scrolled through more messages. The guy's name was Jason. He worked construction. According to the messages, they'd met when Vanessa toured one of the homes he was working on. She even joked in a message. I came to look at the house, but I found better wood. I wanted to throw the phone through a wall. But something else caught my eye. A message from 2 weeks ago. From Jason. You better not back out. I'm not playing games. You promised. Don't make me show up at your house. She replied. Stop. I said I'd take care of it. You'll get what we planned. What they planned. I scrolled further. My hands went numb. There were texts about money, about getting out, about how she was sick of playing house and that he has no idea what's coming. It wasn't just cheating. It wasn't just betrayal. She was plotting something. That night, I played it cool. I acted normal. We watched Netflix, ordered Thai, laughed at a stupid sitcom. But inside, I was boiling. She got up to shower, left her main phone on the couch. I picked it up locked. Of course. But something made me check her iPad. Guess what? She forgot to disable message sync. Idiot. I opened messages on the iPad, and there he was. Jason. But this time, I saw something I hadn't seen before. A video. From our bedroom. My wife. Naked. Laughing. Holding her phone, recording herself in the mirror. And he was in the background. Lying on my side of the bed. I slammed the iPad shut so fast I thought I cracked it. I sat there in the dark, shaking. This wasn't just an affair. This was war. So I did what I had to do. The next day, I called my buddy Ryan, who's a cop. I told him I had reason to believe my wife was involved in something sketchy, maybe even illegal. I didn't give him details, just enough to raise eyebrows. He agreed to run Jason's plates. An hour later, he called me back. Caleb, you're not going to like this. Hit me, I said. Jason's got a record. Assault, theft, fraud. And guess what? He used to date a realtor. Back in 2019, she filed a restraining order. Disappeared not long after. Never found her. My blood ran cold. Be careful, man, Ryan warned. If he's around your wife and something's going down, you need to tread real carefully. I hung up and stared at the wall. I thought I was just dealing with infidelity. But now I wasn't sure if my wife was the victim or the mastermind. After Ryan told me about Jason's record, my whole world turned sideways. I wasn't just dealing with a cheater. I might be living with someone plotting something dangerous, maybe even criminal. And the worst part, I still didn't know why. What was their end game? What had she promised him? And what exactly was I supposed to have no idea about? I couldn't confront her yet, not until I had everything. So I played dumb, like nothing was wrong. It was exhausting, pretending to be clueless when my blood boiled every time she smiled at me. I started tracking her. I installed a GPS tracker under her car. Yeah, I know shady, but come on. She was already 10 steps ahead. I was just trying to catch up. I needed patterns, locations, anything that could tie this whole twisted thing together. 3 days passed. She went to work, came home, kissed me like normal. I checked the tracker every night. Nothing. But on the fourth night, she told me she had a late client meeting. She said it quickly, almost rehearsed, and avoided eye contact. I acted cool. All right, babe. Want me to save you some dinner? She smiled. No. I'll grab something on the way home. As soon as she left, I pulled up the tracker on my laptop. 10 minutes later, she wasn't heading toward the office. She was going out of town. 30 minutes outside the city, she pulled into a remote parking lot next to some abandoned storage units. She stayed there for over an hour, then drove back like nothing happened. She got home at 9:30. Hair a little messy, lipstick slightly smudged. Oh, she said, we ended up doing a walkthrough of a new property after the meeting. Rural area. No signal. That's why I didn't text. Lied. Straight to my face. Again. That night, I couldn't take it anymore. I went back to the old phone, opened the photo gallery, and that's when I saw it. A folder labeled Plan B. Inside, screenshots, emails, bank statements, my accounts, passwords, even photos of my ID and social security card. I felt like throwing up. Then I found an email draft, never sent, typed from Jason's burner Gmail. Subject, insurance claim. Body, he's not going to make it. I'll call when it's done. Stick to the timeline. We split 50/50ths. No mistakes. That was the moment I realized. They weren't just cheating. They were planning to get rid of me. Murder me. Collect the insurance money. Run. I slammed the laptop shut and just sat there in silence, hands clenched so tight my knuckles turned white. I didn't know how long they'd been planning it. I didn't know if Jason was just a pawn or if Vanessa was the real monster. But I knew one thing. If I didn't act fast, I might not make it through the week. I needed proof. Something undeniable. And then I remembered something. Jason had mentioned a place in the text a few times. The spot. I scrolled back and found it again. See you at the spot. Make sure you bring the docs. It had to be the storage units.